The TV1 News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. I'm Maricela Keleton. This is TV1 News.
And I'm Kara Kidu Jr. Join me later in the bulletin for your news in sports.
In this edition, Bougainville welcomes investors to do business. NFA highlights contribution to the country. And PNG NRL remains focused towards 2028.
The autonomous region of Bougainville has issued a clear message to investors. Bougainville is open for business. President Ismail Toroama extended the invitation during his debut presentation at the 2024 PNG Investment Week in Sydney, Australia.
The autonomous region of Bougainville made its debut presentation at the 2024 PNG Investment Week in Sydney, Australia, through its President Ismail Toroama, Chief Secretary Kenneth Nane, and other senior delegates. In his December 11th presentation to over 1,500 attendees in the Darling Harbour Theatre, President Toroama outlined that Bougainville has been working since the end of the 10-year conflict to strengthen its economy.
We have taken our landowners and local stakeholders on the development journey in developing our mineral and energy policy and legislative frameworks. Community affairs and local content participation are a major focus. For the mining sector, we operate under the Bougainville Mining Act 2015 and Bougainville Mining Regulation 2016. On the minerals front, 2024 was a year that we saw significant progress being made on redeveloping the Panguna project after 35 years. An exploration license was granted to Bougainville Copper Limited in January of 2024.
The granting of exploration license EL01 over the Panguna former special mining lease area marked the end of long-standing court proceedings between the ABG and locally owned mining company, Bougainville Copper Limited. Toroama said the legacy issues of Panguna will be addressed as ABG has been holding dialogue with landowners and key stakeholders, stressing that dialogue is crucial in preparation for the eventual granting of a mining license.
The friendly relationship and the friendly people in Bougainville, which their arms are open to embrace you. Bougainville is open for business, to invest. It will be in the 5 to 10 years' time. Bougainville's economy will be growing, and we don't want you to miss out. Come and invest in Bougainville. Thank you.
Kamela Guare, TV1 News.
National Fisheries Authority today presented 402 million kina of the Non-Tax Revenue Administration Act contributions from the fisheries sector to the state. Prime Minister James Marape and Treasurer Ian Lynn-Stuckey were present for the check presentation.
In responding to Prime Minister James Marape's call to increase the country's economy to 200 billion kina by 2030, the National Fisheries Authority has undertaken a transformative policy shift aiming to develop Papua New Guinea's fisheries sector. Today, the fisheries sector, under the leadership of Fisheries Minister Jelta Wong, presented a check of 402 million kina to Treasury of the Non-Tax Revenue Administration Act contributions.
On behalf of the National Fisheries Authority, we give our contribution to our government. It's a work in progress. Next year we have a lot of plans to make our more money for our government. And to do this, it's the partnerships that we make. And I thank the Treasurer and the Prime Minister for allowing us to ensure that the trajectory of how we want to pull fisheries is in line with owning our own resources. And that is going to be the case when the new domestication policy comes in early next year. And it'll stop a lot of leakages within our industry. And I want to thank the board. They've been really good with their decisions to ensure that the industry keeps going, and the managing director and everyone else within the fisheries industry. Thank you very much.
The contributions of National Fisheries Authority over the last 5 years amount to almost 2 billion kina. Prime Minister James Marape commended the efforts of the NFA under the leadership of the Fisheries Minister, Managing Director Justin Ilakini, and the board led by Laurie Williams. Prime Minister Marape emphasized the need to value add to the non-resource sector of the country, highlighting industries such as fisheries, agriculture, and tourism.
Furthermore, Prime Minister Marape highlighted the employment opportunities that could be unlocked by the fisheries sector through the fish domestication policy that NFA will be pursuing in the coming year.
Post-2025, September 16, all our catches must be processed in our country. All our catches must be processed in our country. That adds value to our fisheries resources. Fisheries alone has the potential to create over 100,000 jobs if the fish domestication policy comes into maturity post-2025. So I want to double up in the next 3 years if the focus is moving in the right ways.
Meantime, the National Fisheries Authority since 2018 has contributed close to 2 billion kina to the country's economy. NFA Managing Director Justin Ilakini says come 2025, NFA will exceed its prior contributions to the state, aiming to maximize its returns for the people of the nation.
The National Fisheries Authority is implementing programs to expand commercial fisheries activities, a significant revenue generator of the government. The NFA over the last 5 years has contributed close to 2 billion kina back to the state. Managing Director for NFA Ilakini says its fisheries contributions in the Non-Tax Revenue Administration Act constitute over half of the total NTRA. Ilakini says the NFA board has been key in rolling out important reforms. In 2025, they have big plans to maximize their returns for the people of the country. The fisheries sector has been providing economic and social gains for both the government and local people for decades. Thus, the aim of the government to develop its non-resource sector is fully supported by the fisheries industry.
Comol Petroleum Holdings Limited has started work to build a Jet A1 fuel import and storage facility as part of its commitment made to the government and people of Papua New Guinea earlier this year when there was a fuel supply crisis. KPHL has engaged China Petroleum Pipeline Engineering for the construction of this facility. The facility at Motukea will include 3,000 cubic meter fuel tanks, associated ship offloading and truck loading equipment, and the necessary safety and environmental control facilities. This construction is phase 1 of the project. Once it is complete and operating, KPHL will consider a second phase, which will involve constructing additional storage tanks, pipeline and support facilities for diesel and petrol imports and storage. The Morobe Provincial Liquor Board has outlined the need for more funding support to carry out its role in the province. This year, the Morobe provincial government allocated them 250,000 kina, with Chairman Giasi Lasse saying that amount is only sufficient for the board's allowance.
Members of the Morobe Provincial Liquor Board are political appointees charged with the important role of controlling or regulating the micro-manufacturing and retailing of liquor in the province. Their main functions involve the issuance of liquor licenses based on recommendation from the provincial administration, and after all boxes have been ticked, inspecting premises and conducting awareness on responsible alcohol consumption. The new members of the Liquor Licensing Board, led by Chairman and popular local musician Giasi Lasse, were sworn in on Thursday, February 15, 2024. To date, however, the board is yet to do monitoring and surveillance in the 10 districts of Morobe, with Chairman Lasse pointing out that the 250,000 kina from the provincial government can only do so much.
250,000 operation local province. And funny, 250,000 is only for sitting allowance will be 10 of us, board members. Sitting allowance, the stipend, end of the month, annual stipend. I'm calling this no money.
Lasse said each member is entitled to at least 300 or 400 kina per sitting, while each member will get 10,000 kina at the end of the year. With Morobe having the largest land mass in PNG, the chairman outlined that the liquor board would need at least 500,000 kina to effectively carry out its role.
People need to run governance, talk to the people. Not the blow, no, have a good law. Consequence law for them. Selling more illegal beer and kind of stuff. People are doing good funding. To be honest, people are doing good funding now. Running for president. Maybe 10 people are going to come out in the field and work. I think people are really seems like no another problem.
The liquor board has reported an income of 3.3 million kina this year, with an estimated 5 million kina in revenue loss due to a lack of monitoring and surveillance, including outstanding trading fees owed by certain lay individuals and businesses. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. Among stories after the break, Kapuna Hospital in Gulf Province accredited as a Level 4 hospital and beyond inmates in Medan challenged.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Our journey starts with you. We'll be there from the start, right through to your life's adventures. We'll ensure comfort and make your safety our priority. We'll take you to memorable moments, no matter where it begins. And we'll get you there like we've always done. The 4th generation coaster bus, more than just a bus.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bougainville.
A quick
favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like it more.
Welcome back. The Mineral Resources Development Company has demonstrated its commitment to creating value and strengthening partnership opportunities at the 2024 PNG Investment Week hosted in Sydney, Australia recently. MRDC's active participation and strategic investments were key highlights of the conference, showcasing the company's leadership in driving sustainable development and fostering global investment partnerships. Prime Minister James Marape and Twinza Oil Limited initialized a partnership agreement on the Pasca A gas project, the country's first offshore in the Gulf province. This partnership ensures greater local participation and guarantees that benefits flow directly to the people of PNG. This milestone represents a significant achievement for landowners and provincial governments, ensuring their active participation in the oil and gas development value chain. MRDC's Managing Director Augustine Mano emphasized the strategic impact and overall value from the conference. Kapuna Rural Hospital in Gulf Province has achieved a significant milestone with its recent upgrades funded by the Incentive Fund project. The hospital was formally recognized as a Level 4 health facility by the National Department of Health with the Certificate of Accreditation approved on November 8, 2024. Serving a catchment area of 15,000 people in the Baimuru LLG as well as the eastern regions of Kikori and Ihu LLG. It was the recommendation of the NDOH and National Standards Clinician team after they performed a general health assessment of the facilities in September to be certified. A cornerstone of public health services for these communities, the upgraded facilities now include a new emergency center, dental clinic, birthing suites, operating theaters, and 24-hour solar power, among other amenities, ensuring that the rural hospital can meet the growing needs of its community. The Beyond Correctional Institution in Medan graduated 45 inmates for a 6-month workshop on literature and creative arts facilitated by the Divine Word University Center for Social Research. The inmates have also contributed towards a large traditional scroll drawing, which could potentially change their lives. This transformation has surprised the inmates with their potential to advance in life after prison.
Daima in the North Coast region, currently serving time in juvenile, has been an active participant since the workshops were initiated. He is thankful that Professor Nicholas Garnier has taken his time to educate them. He now feels that he knows the purpose of life.
I can recall that on the first day of my life here in Beyond Series, I knew and understood that I have no more right to be educated in here. But I highly and respectfully thank Heavenly Father for sending Professor Nicholas to us, a kind man with kind heart to us. I personally will say that I was poor in creative writing, but now I feel that I can write a full and a complete book.
From the Maximum Security Unit, Harrison Karakai was thankful that even though they had abandoned their education to do antisocial activities, which landed them in prison, Professor Garnier has overlooked their past to assist them during their rehabilitation. Karakai has been active when others kept dropping out of the program due to the lack of interest by the inmates. It is through this self-determination to learn that now he has become a cell block team leader.
School na walking brigade person na midla kan staff karang sample years no school no main compound no through no Professor Nicholas giving pre-sawel beyond preaching thank you through no display program.
Professor Gania, who is the director for the Center for Social Research, is pleased that the inmates have managed to complete the workshops. However, he was very critical of higher educational institutions and government facilities to step up in providing programs or grants for the inmates' rehabilitation, not only in Medang but throughout the country.
Passing lo working rehabilitation na educational program lo kaos kalabus in New Platumas. He got plenty. That's all. Miskelim also inside of Papua New Guinea today. Mipla all big pla institution also university, high school. Mipla no perform good lo this something because in responsibility lo Mipla all educational institution long accompanying Yupla. Kalabus I no can one pla kind black hole inside lo life lo Yupla. Me no judge lo Yupla. Me no lawyer blow Yupla. Me no come lo year lo scaling Yupla. No got I no work lo me.
Beyond Jail Commander Jackson Gubak praised the inmates for a job well done, as it was through their interest and determination that got them this far, with a certificate from a prestigious university which many people pay to get, but for them it was free. Commander Gubak also commented on the lack of funding support and grants for rehabilitation programs. He also urged communities to participate in the rehabilitation of their community members as government funding was inadequate. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
Susuvi Primary School in Kevasop Village in Sumka District, Medan Province was fortunate to receive its 50,000 kina check yesterday at the Provincial Treasury Office.
Member for Sumkar Alex Suguman emphasized during the DDA meet in Kevasop Village that since government funding was not sufficient for schools in order to cater for infrastructural development, the Sumkar DDA have developed an infrastructure support grant under their education sector. This is where the funding for the school comes in.
Your DDA prioritizing education. When we came in, we put education also as one of our key sectors. Liglig funding where national government education departments as Salim Kam, GTFS or TFF, say come. I'm liglig money plong iplarani medmin all of us plong school. You don't have enough to build your infrastructures. Mipla give him support ikam or some infrastructure support grant under our education sector funding. So Mipla start rolling out. Early last year yet ikam ogora fopla quota we spread out, give support to all the schools, as well as this year again. So Kevasop School, Susuvi School been missed out now. You are fortunate that you will be included in that support, infrastructure support from your DDA.
This will ensure that more teachers' houses will be built as the education policy enforces the 1:6:6 structure in all districts in the country, Sumka being no different. In the province and Sumka district, schools have already been elevated into junior high schools, as implementation continues on to next year. Masai Kules, the head teacher for Susuvi Primary, is thankful that as the financial year closes, they have received their check in time to commence construction of the teachers' houses whilst the school is on break.
Board of Management for Susuvi Primary School, plus all the stakeholders, I would like to take this time to thank the DDA for the funding, that's a commitment that you have given to my school. Probably the beginning of next term, you will be coming back to my school to see what you have given. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr.
Casper Tagai, the school inspector and also the caretaker district education advisor for Sumka district, stated that the implementation of the 1:6:6 education policy has been a challenge for schools as they try to keep up with the elevation to junior high schools with limited resources and infrastructure. However, he commended the Sumcar DDA for supporting the education sector, as this will limit the stress and encourage their education institutions to thrive.
At the same time, now we play rolling out 166 rollout program in the Sumcar district. This school restructure I'm come now and challenging me. I'm challenging me how by me develop school, how by clustering mode, putting only go away also. That time only putting stop to graded examination. Now by looking more we are shortfall. So officially this Lomibla, infrastructure Lomibla, all the stuff like that also. Now today, Asumkar, I think you continuously funding Lomibla and making way Lomibla. So I think we're rolling out 166 program inside the Sumcar district and we go all right.
The infrastructure support grant developed by the Sumcar DDA continues from support given to schools from last year. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2506 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2431, $0.3812 Australian dollars, $0.2243 euro, and 37.01 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, cocoa, palm oil, and crude oil closed lower, while cocoa closed higher and copper closed unchanged on the stock market. The Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed unchanged. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
All right, man. Show me some good slippers around here.
Bossman.
Good, you want. Strong like you, smart like me.
Yeah, I hope they don't break.
Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, as calories, family meal we're told. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite from us. Tennessee Cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Tennessee Cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Amber, you like it?
Bro, it's awesome, man.
Pepsi promotion.
I'm so excited. Let's go.
Amber,
Pepsi for Max.
Pepsi for Max.
And how do you win this?
Buy 2 plus Pepsi, that's all.
2 cans, bro.
2 plus, that's all.
You get yourself a chance to win.
This box of Max.
It's crazy cool. My God. Pair of headphones. It's a towel.
How about that? Cooler box.
Yeah!
Welcome back. In regional news, Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General Byron Walker has expressed solidarity with Vanuatu following the earthquakes that struck Port Vila. He said the forum stands ready to assist and offer support to Vanuatu during this very difficult time as it grapples with the aftermath of the disaster. Waka also thanked national agencies for their tireless efforts to ensure the safety and security of the people. The PIF family has extended prayers and condolences to the government and people of Vanuatu. An earthquake of magnitude 7.4 struck Vanuatu's capital Port Vila on Tuesday, killing at least 14 people and damaging 2 reservoirs and a hospital. Vanuatu government has reported 14 confirmed fatalities and 200 people treated for injuries at the main hospital in Port Vila. People have overnight been pulled alive from the rubble of collapsed buildings, giving hope to search and rescue volunteers. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs estimated 116,000 people have been affected by the quake. On Tuesday evening, the caretaker Prime Minister Charlotte Salwai declared a state of emergency and said a 7-day curfew would be imposed in the worst affected areas. International assistance had been requested. The caretaker PM said it was a sad and devastating time in Port Vila when expressing sympathy to families who had lost loved ones. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky will meet with NATO leaders in Brussels later today, where he is expected to raise the issue of whether foreign peacekeeping troops could be deployed to Ukraine as Russia's invasion continues. Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong has been at NATO headquarters in Brussels ahead of the meeting.
Australia isn't a member of NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation, but is a partner in the Indo-Pacific. Penny Wong has travelled here to Brussels to meet with the new head of NATO, Mark Rutte, for the first time at what is a critical time for Ukraine. NATO and the EU have been discussing Russia's aggression, of course, but also what the incoming Trump administration will mean for the war in Ukraine. Penny Wong has told Mr Rutte that Australia stands ready to support its NATO allies.
I'm here because it is a critical time for countries and institutions who care about international law, work together to protect the rules that protect us all. And that's why I'm here, because international law, the rules that countries work by, protect all of us. And we need to work with countries and institutions such as the European Union and NATO, which are focused on the peace and stability that those rules enable.
Earlier, the Foreign Minister was in Strasbourg in France to meet with the European Parliament's new Vice President, Kaja Kallas. The pair also discussed Ukraine and Australia's support for the EU and how the challenges in this part of the world are interconnected with the challenges in the Indo-Pacific. While Minister Wong has been here in Europe, news of the Vanuatu earthquake broke, of course. We've been given some more details from the Foreign Minister about Australia's assistance for Vanuatu. She says the first flight of medical support and search and rescue personnel will depart Australia today. She's had a call with her counterpart in Vanuatu and pledged to do whatever Australia can to help.
A Filipino mother who was almost executed for drug crimes has been transferred out of Indonesia just days after 5 Australian prisoners from the Bali 9 drug smuggling group were sent home. Mary Jane Veloso had been on death row for smuggling 2.6 kilograms of heroin into Indonesia, but has always maintained her innocence. She's been put on a flight to Manila, where she is due to continue her sentence.
A huge contrast in the way that Mary Jane Veloso has been transferred out of Indonesia compared to the extreme secrecy that the Australian government insisted on for the repatriation of those remaining Bali 9 members. Those 5 men were flown out of Indonesia on Sunday, and the Indonesian government was told not to say anything until they were safely back in Australia. By contrast, authorities here have been giving public updates of every step of the transfer process, right down to the flight number and the terminal. Now, part of this reflects the fact that in the Philippines, and even here in Indonesia, Mary Jane Veloso is widely seen as a victim, a woman who was unwittingly duped into carrying heroin into Yogyakarta in 2010. In 2015, she was among a group, including Bali 9 members Mayurun Sukamaran and Andrew Chan, who were set for execution by firing squad. She was the only one who was given a stay of execution, but she's been on death row ever since. Now she's heading home to the Philippines, a country that abolished the death penalty. In the agreement that Australia struck with Indonesia for those members of the Bali 9, it said they must spend time in a rehabilitation facility. The Philippines agreement says Mary Jane Veloso must spend time in prison. How long, though, that's up to the Philippines. It's widely expected at some point she will be released and reunited with her 2 adult children. As for the supposed sensitivity that justified such secrecy for the Bali 9 transfer, well, there's just not much sign of it. Indonesia thinks these agreements are good diplomacy. They are happy to publicise them. They also think it's a good way of easing pressure on an overcrowded prison system. In fact, Indonesia's government says it's looking to do more of these prison transfers with other countries soon.
A proposed new rail strike in Sydney could disrupt millions of people's plans for New Year's Eve. The government is scrambling to scupper industrial action which could cripple the transport network on the busiest night of the year after union members voted to take fresh industrial action from next week.
New Year's Eve revellers in Sydney may face more than the usual headaches getting home this year.
Commuters will likely see less trains on New Year's Eve.
The union concedes that fewer than half the normal number of trains might run on a night when an extra 1,000 services are usually scheduled.
We know that these bans do cause major disruption.
It will make services more difficult to run, but it certainly won't throw the network into chaos.
The union is planning to begin a range of industrial action from the 28th of December, including reductions in the speed trains will travel and how many kilometres rail crews will work each shift. Business groups say the uncertainty is a potential economic nightmare on a night when all eyes are focused on the harbour city.
There is a real danger that we damage the brand that is Sydney if our public transport system isn't working the way it should.
There are businesses at the moment in the CBD and Greater Sydney that are on a knife edge, and the threat of strike action alone could be the straw that sends them into bankruptcy.
The government says it will use all legal avenues to squash the latest planned action.
Any level of industrial action during this time is not acceptable.
As the stalemate over the union's demand for a 32% pay rise continues, both sides have accused the other of not negotiating in good faith.
It has been complete radio silence.
It's not a time to play chicken with the New South Wales economy.
In the meantime, would-be revellers watch, waiting to see which side will blink first.
And that ends the news segment. Sport is next with Carol. Stay tuned.
Oh, it's awesome, man. Let's see promotion. I'm so excited. Let's go, let's go. And Pepsi for match. Pepsi for match. And how do you win this? 2 plus Pepsi, that's all. 2 cans, bro. 2 plus, that's all. You get yourself a chance to win this box of match. It's crazy cool. My God. Pair of headphones. It's a towel.
How about that?
For a box.
Yeah!
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
keep us, we're ready to go.
My name is Dan Cabela, and I'm traveling the globe to explore the true impact that hunting is having on our remaining wild landscapes.
By us doing these meat drops, we're fulfilling what they've done for centuries.
By protecting vast landscapes from top to bottom, everything benefits. Woo!
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. After last Thursday's historic announcement of PNG's successful NRL bid to join the Australian National Rugby League competition in 2028, there's a lot more work continuing behind the scenes as part of the process of meeting all the requirements and standards of the NRL. PNG NRL bid boss Andrew Hill highlighted what's working well for the bid and what gave the NRL confidence in awarding the franchise to PNG.
NRL requirements before 2028. At a special media conference held this week, PNG NRL CEO Andrew Hill explained that while everybody is starting to get excited about what will unfold in the coming months moving forward, the immediate focus is not about names and colors, coaches and players. It's about continuing down the path to providing opportunities for every boy or girl who wants to be an NRL or NRLW player.
In the new year, we will definitely start engaging with communities, schools, community groups to help us come up with a name. That's the exciting bit. We're starting from scratch. We haven't started with a name. We haven't started with colours, logo, mascot, team songs. When you stop and think about it, we've got all of that in front of us, and that's incredibly exciting for us as a franchise. But most importantly, we have to continue our pathways. We have to continue producing or giving the opportunities for boys and girls. And just to remind you how the academy is structured, I might just get Joey just to give you a quick update on the academy.
Hill also explained the breakup of the Australian government funding of $600 million and how it will work, which will not only benefit PNG, but also promote other rugby league programs in the Pacific region, hosting test matches and World Cup games over the 10 years. Meanwhile, NRL bid head of Elite Player Development, Joe Grimmer, also gave a brief overview of the existing NRL bid schools academy program in 6 locations and capturing over 700 young men and women, and the progress made so far since its humble beginnings in 2022.
So the academy program at the moment is basically only through the school program, the compliance and the organised school modelling programs, and that's the best way that we can identify what we feel is the right start to capture and grow these young men and women. And you'll notice, once they come from the under-15s to the under-17s, their natural progression will just snowball.
Commenting on the expansion of the academy program to other parts of the country, Grimmer said, at this stage, they will continue the status quo by continuing with 6 existing academies for the next 2 to 3 years. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Cairns Mananda Hawks AFL club in far north Queensland, Australia, has again secured the services of a number of Papua New Guinean players for the 2025 season. While a few players only joined the club mid-season this year and look forward to a full season. Established in 1983, the club is a renowned Australian football club with a rich history and a great vision.
I'm here at the Fisheries Stadium, which is the premier oval here in Cairns City. The stadium is owned by Cairns AFL and home to the Menanda Hawks AFL club. This magnificent facility has hosted major tournaments, including international cricket, AFL, and also big concerts. But here's the catch. The Menanda club has recently established a relationship with AFL PNG, with a number of PNG boys who played during the season are back here for pre-season training. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Tyler Garego. Born and raised here in Cairns, but my background is Papua New Guinea. Grandmother is from Karukunara and father is from Hanobara. Born and raised here in Cairns, Australia. Play footy here at Menanda Hawks Football Club. Also a part of the PNG's team of 2017 World Cup, which we were fortunate enough to be champions of, and yeah, just out here enjoying my footy.
Me getting back on pre-season with Ox. Been doing a lot of run with the boys, and yeah, it's tough pre-season, but pushing forward for it.
I've been involved with the club now for 30 years, first as a player and now as an official behind the scenes, helping build the club up.
Rocket said the club has a colourful history with some good premiership successes over the years.
Well, look, the PNG connection has actually been within the club for some time. There's a couple of fellas, the Collier brothers, who they've been around the club probably since the 80s, since the inaugural years, and they were working up there and they brought a couple of footballers down way back. You know, I'm talking 94, 95. There was I can remember his name, Georgie Carver. He came down from PNG and played. But since then, we've had quite a substantial group of players over the years.
Ahead of the 2025 season, pre-season training has resumed at the Fisheries Stadium, with the club president anticipating the PNG contingent to play a big role. The PNG contingent joining the Menanda club for the 2024 season included live wire forward Kila Rawali, brothers Matthew and Michael White, club stalwart William Icey, Tyler Gorogo, and David Topani, who were instrumental in the club's campaign this year. For AFL PNG Southern Region Junior Development Officer David Topani, coming back to Cairns for the Menanda Hawks for the season, said it's been a tough couple of weeks of pre-season alongside fellow Papua New Guinean Tyler Gorogo.
Well, yeah, very colourful history, especially with AFL PNG as well, with, you know, boys like Willie Iesi and a few of them boys come through with now David Topini and myself and Kilarawali and, you know, a few other boys as well. So, no, it's good here, good family club here at the nest at Fisheries here in Menanda.
The team will break camp this week for Christmas and New Year and return in early January 2025. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The PNG National Women's Softball Training Squad for next year's mini games in Palau has commenced training before they break for the festive season. The squad is dominated by Port Moresby with 18 players, with 12 from Kokopo Rabaul, Buluminski Gazelle and ACT Australia. Training will resume after the festive break in January, with players from outside centres joining the big group in Port Moresby. The team will be trimmed from 30 players to 15 players and will attend a tournament in Brisbane before heading for the mini games from July 25th to August 4th in 2025. Meanwhile, the Port Moresby Women's Softball Association completed its pre-season games last weekend and will have 2 weeks break during the festive season before the season proper begins in January. In another update, POM will have their AGM end of January before their calendar kicks off with the Corporate Sevens slow pitch tournament in February 2025. The Olympic Values Education Program, or OVEP, celebrated a week of community, perseverance and Olympic spirit with a thrilling aquathlon event at Boera Village in Central Province. The event brought together participants from Porebara, Papa, Leala and Boera. The week-long aquathon at Boera Village featured a mix of running, swimming and obstacle courses, showcasing resilience, teamwork and the determination to push boundaries. Participants, young and old, embrace the challenges with smiles, victories, and moments of pure sportsmanship, perfectly embodying the week's themes of friendship, excellence, and respect. Team PNG hero athletes played a key role in inspiring participants throughout the week, sharing their dedication and energy while encouraging everyone to give their best. ExxonMobil PNG's ongoing support made the celebration possible, funding the Olympic Values Education Program initiative to promote Olympic values within local communities. The successful event was a true testament to community spirit and a celebration of overcoming challenges together. Organizers encouraged everyone to carry forward the values of friendship, respect, and excellence in their daily lives.
PNG's Adrian Monagi has set a new national record in the 60-meter hurdles, clocking 8.45 seconds during the Australian athletics season opener on Saturday. She eclipsed the previous record of 8.46 seconds set by Sharon Kwarula in 2015. This strong early season performance is equivalent to 13.63 seconds in the 100-meter hurdles and highlights Monagi's excellent form. The 29-year-old, who started as a sprinter, has also competed in the heptathlon and is now focusing her efforts on the 100 and 200-meter sprints and the 100-meter hurdles. And now we'll have the weather forecast with Mary.
Southern, Port Moresby, cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Alotau, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Popondetta, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Lay, cloudy periods with rain showers, rain drizzles and possible thunderstorm. Medang, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Wewak, cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Kavieng, few rain showers and partly cloudy with possible thunderstorm. Kimbe, frequent rain periods with some thunderstorm. Buka, cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorm. And Highlands, Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, mostly cloudy with some rain and possible thunderstorm. Mendi, Kari and Wabeg, cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorm. Coral Sea, sea slight to moderate with northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, sea smooth to moderate with north to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, sea slight to moderate to rough with northwest winds of 20 to 33 knots. Pacific Ocean, sea smooth to slight with west to northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerema to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Bogle and all Milimbe Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Island, seas 2 to 3.5 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.